What's going on, y'all? How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fantastic. And in today's video, I want to talk about the one and only Duke Nukem. Hail to the king, baby. Now, I'm pretty sure that you all know of Shankar, or have heard of him by this point. He has worked on the Castlevania series on Netflix, and he's also worked on the most recently released Devil May Cry series on Netflix. Well, he has announced the other day that he is actually going to be working on a Duke Nukem series. He has bought the rights from Gearbox, and it's specifically just the screen rights. It's not the gaming rights. That's one thing a lot of people seem to be confused by, is it's not the gaming rights. It's just screen rights. So if he wanted to do an animated series or a live action series, he could probably do that as well. But I don't see him doing live action. It's probably just going to be animated. And there's a lot of mixed reactions to this news due to the fact that the Castlevania series, in my opinion, has declined over the past few seasons. Devil May Cry series, I did not like. I did not like some of the story choices that they chose for Devil May Cry. I mean, especially with trying to humanize the demons, which they shouldn't be humanized. I mean, they're demons. They're meant to be there in the video games for Dante or Nero, whichever game you're playing, to kill. So they're not supposed to be humanized, in my opinion. They're supposed to be just demons that just do bad stuff, and Dante just kills them. I mean, he has a whole business set up for people to contact him to hunt demons. So humanizing them doesn't make much sense to me. And also the designs that they chose for Lady, I didn't like. I mean, they chose this design for Lady. This doesn't look like Lady from Devil May Cry. This just looks like a completely different character. They just put the name Lady on her. Even her story was changed up a bit. This is Lady. This is Lady. This is what Lady should look like, not this. So I don't know why they decided to go with this design for Lady rather than this design. And so with all of that, there's been mixed reactions from Duke Nukem fans, and rightfully so. I mean, like I just went over, his past performances for other shows has been hit or miss. We're going to go over to this article on IGN about this news. Duke Nukem rights acquired by Devil May Cry and Castlevania showrunner. Netflix's Castlevania and Devil May Cry showrunner Shankar has turned his attention to the Duke Nukem series after acquiring the screen rights from Gearbox Software. He says, "I'm being approached with different IPs and companies that want to work with me. I bought the rights to Duke Nukem, not the gaming rights, but I bought it from Gearbox." Now, that is something, like I said earlier, a lot of people are just confused by. It's the screen rights, not the gaming rights. So he's not making a Duke Nukem video game. And it says right here, Shankar is already cooking up ideas for what a present-day take on Duke Nukem could look like. It's unclear if fans can expect to see an animated Duke Nukem in the show in the vein of Shankar's other projects, a movie, or something completely different. I assume this is just going to be animated. It would be interesting to see a live-action version of Duke Nukem. It could be cool, but this is probably going to be animated. And he says right here, it's a middle finger to everybody. Shankar said when describing his vision for Duke Nukem, when Duke Nukem blew up, a bunch of people sat around trying to turn it into a brand when it's just a middle finger. Duke Nukem can't be made by a corporation, because the moment a corporation makes Duke Nukem, it's no longer Duke Nukem. I don't intend on having anyone tell me what to do on this one. Now, there are a lot of people who I've seen online have said that that's not Duke Nukem. That's not what he's about. And I would have to argue with that a bit and say I think that is what Duke Nukem is. Duke Nukem is pretty much the 80s and 90s action hero. He is that, as his persona is that, but on a extremely exaggerated scale. He goes above and beyond. He does everything better than what anybody else in the world can do. He is arrogant, very crude in his humor. He is a womanizer. He talks down to women. He treats them as objects, pretty much. That's just his character. That is who he is, and there is nothing wrong with that. I am not saying anything bad about him as a character. I love Duke Nukem. I love those aspects of him because it just makes him so unique. And it's just a fun character. Those games are very fun. They're tongue in cheek. There are strip clubs. He makes, sex jokes. He makes, gross jokes and stuff like that in his games. And that's just him. And those are a lot of things that, especially talking down to women or treating women in a specific way, is something that's not politically acceptable a lot of times with today's media when it comes to TVs, movies, and animation. And when you're talking about all of that of who he is as a character, those are things that are not politically acceptable anymore when it comes to like TV shows and movies. So I feel like Duke Nukem as a character is pretty much a middle finger to Hollywood, to the establishment of what you are or are not allowed to say in media, on TV. He goes against all of that. That is just who he is. He goes against all that. He does whatever he wants to do. So this, in my opinion, lines up with who Duke Nukem is as a character. So I don't see anything wrong here. I don't see anything wrong with it at all. But it does worry me because with his designs of Lady from Devil May Cry and how she was changed, what are they going to do to the women characters that are going to be in this show? My worry is there's going to be a woman psychic. He's going to come across this woman and she is going to be a badass and she is going to try to prove herself to him, but in the same time trying to put him down to make it seem like she is better than him in every way. And he is going to, of course, talk back. He's going to try to put her in her place. And then eventually she's going to keep trying to prove herself and prove herself and prove herself. And then at the end of the show, she's going to do something to save Duke, where he has got himself into some trouble. She's going to save him, and he's going to have to be forced to give her the recognition that she is a badass and she can do things better than him. That may not happen. There's a good chance that may not happen. That it could just me being paranoid, but that's just a lot of what you see nowadays when it comes to TV shows and movies. A lot of times they try to put the main character down and they try to uplift these other characters, and they're just talking down to the main character, the character people came to this show or movie for to watch. They're putting them down. That happens a lot. That's happened a lot. And so there's a lot of people that are paranoid that something like that very well could happen. That's why I am a little worried about where this could go. And so there are things to worry about with Duke. There are a lot of things that he just, as a character, you can't do anymore. It's not acceptable. So if he can pull this off and he can make a Duke Nukem series and have Duke be Duke and not change him in any way, shape, or form, that would be sick. That would be amazing. I would be completely blown away by that. And he would have all of my support from then on. But I just don't really have faith that he would be able to achieve that. But there is a big push for, people going against the political correctness movement. And if you want to say DEI and everything, there are people who are fighting back against that. They're tired of it. They're tired of being told of what they can and cannot say and what creators are and are not allowed to do. There are people who are just fighting against that. They don't like it. And I support it. I don't feel people should be limited on what they can and cannot make, what they cannot create. You're just destroying creativity, in my opinion. And if you're wondering, why am I covering this? Well, it's because I just played Duke Nukem Forever for the first time. I played Duke Nukem Forever just a few weeks ago. I played through the entire series. I never played Duke Nukem Forever. I did play the demo back in the day when it first released, but I never played the full game. I had the, like the collector's edition or something like that on pre-order at GameStop when the game was first coming out. But then like some news and stuff like that was coming out as far as like early reviews of the game, and people were saying bad stuff about it. So I canceled my pre-order and I never ended up picking up the game. When the game came out, so many people talked bad about the game, about how bad it was. And I played it just a few weeks ago, like I said, and I loved it. It's a fun game. I love the humor in it. It's just, I don't know. It's just a game for me. So I had so much fun with the game. And so that has really brought back my love for the character. And so if this news is exciting for you and you are extremely hopeful that this is great and you're just pumped for it, you can thank me for that. I played Duke Nukem Forever before Shankar came out and announced that he had bought the rights. So he must have been watching my stream And then he was like, you know what? This person, I can't believe there are people in 2025 still playing Duke Nukem games. And this person is streaming it right now. And there are people who love this game. You know what? This is such a great stream. I'm going to spend millions of dollars and buy the rights. Well, or may not be millions. Don't know how much it costs. But I'm going to buy the rights to Duke Nukem and I'm going to make a series all because of this stream right here. So if you are excited for this, you can thank me. It is all because of me why this has happened, because just weeks after I ended my playthrough of Duke Nukem Forever, he buys the rights. What is the coincidence of that? I mean, come on. But if you're not excited for this announcement and you hate Adi Shankar and you're just afraid that he's going to destroy this character, hey, don't blame me. It wasn't my fault. I didn't do anything. I just played the game. That's all I did. I just played the game a few weeks ago. You can even look my re-upload of my stream of me playing the game. It's got 53 views. I had nothing to do with this. It was just coincidence. I had nothing to do with it. Anyways, that's my take on this. I was a little bummed when I first heard all this news. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Adi Shankar. I didn't like what he did to Devil May Cry. I hated what he did to Devil May Cry, honestly. But I did like what he did with Castlevania. Some of the seasons were good. But I did like what he did there. He started off good. And so there is hope that he can do Duke Nukem as a great series. There is hope that he could do it right. I am hopeful, but I am worried at the same time. So my expectations are low. I'm not trying to get myself too worked up because I would love for Duke Nukem to come back. I would love for a new game. I would love it. I mean, I just played Duke Nukem Forever, had so much fun. So a brand new Duke Nukem game would be sick. I would love it. So if he could bring back this franchise from the dead, because I didn't think this franchise would ever come back. So the fact that he is working on this and he's got his sights set on Duke Nukem, if he could bring it back and if he could get people to be excited for this, maybe they would actually make a new Duke Nukem video game. There's always that hope. So I would love for this franchise to be resurrected from the dead. If not, this is probably its last chance. If this series fails, Duke Nukem will probably stay dead forever. I don't see him coming back at all. That's my take on this. Let me know down in the comments below. What's your thoughts? Are you excited? Are you not looking forward to this at all? Let me know. Anyways, that's it for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'm Dude Retro, and I'll see y'all next time.